Ball, the amount of times we could free up the midfield, we could find a free player in the midfield was really good today, and that led to quite a lot of shots on target, quite a lot of chances.
You come here, I think we did more than enough to score. We had, I think, 19-20 shots, no, and you hit a crossbar, the disallowed goal, the one against the keeper, you don't score. You have to be better.
It was really nice to be back out there in a Premier League game. Yeah, obviously I love playing football and I love playing, especially in front of that crowd as well. Is a special feeling. So yeah, it was nice to get out there and especially to get a win as well.
You gave Darwin Núñez an opportunity today. What did you make of his goal? What can he add to your team?
What we're hoping we are adding is goals, of course, because that's also what you need from a striker. But his work rate without the ball was also really good today, in my opinion. And yeah, last week it was Cody Gakpo who was really important for us. Now it's Lucio Diaz and it's been Diogo Jota. So we have a lot of good players. There's a lot of competition, and as long as they keep performing, it's a very good thing for me to choose from these quality players.
Congratulations on the win. Other than the result, what was different about your team this week compared to the other game here against Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, a lot of things, but the opponent is the first one that is different. So you can't compare Nottingham Forest with Bournemouth, not in playing style and not in individuals. And I don't think you could compare us with last week. So it was a bit of both, but it's always in relation to the quality and the playing style of the other team, what you can do yourself. And today was a good game from us, although Bournemouth were in the game as well, which sounds a bit weird with a 3-0 victory, but they were joining the game.
First out for Darwin, he scores another 2 goals for Luis Diaz, who's playing excellent. Then you have Chiesa coming in, Gakpo coming also. You have a lot of choices up front. It must be a nice headache to have, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice, but it's also necessary and it's also normal for a club of our standards. Other clubs that we are in competition with have the same. So it's very nice to see. If you look at, for example, the one who scored twice today, and then you saw Tuesday Cody Gakpo playing his game. It's very good that even if they don't play, then the next time they're all over it again. And they were aggressive without the ball, and they showed quality with the ball.
Is it the best credit that I could give to Quivin that you missed maybe the best goalkeeper in the world today, and we didn't feel that he was missing?
Yeah, we have to give him credits because he made some very good saves, and I also like the way we defended in the end phase of the game with the blocks we had. I think Ibu was a few times, Konate involved in that, so he got help from them as well. But we also needed Quiv a few times with some very good saves. So it's again also in that position nice to have more than only one quality player.
Andoni, on paper, 3-0 looks like a fairly comprehensive defeat. Is that what we really saw there?
At the end, this is a 3-0, no? And I think there have to be things that go to your side. This allowed goal we score, it's 1 millimeter is offside, not offside. You know, it doesn't go to our side. And then I think we were doing well the first 20 minutes, but you lose against Liverpool here, the structure for 10 minutes, and you are 3-0 down, no? Straight away. And then I think we continued well. We played a good second half. We had our chances to score. Probably nobody will value what we did in the second half, but you have to be at the level for 95 minutes here, and we lost our structure for some minutes. Yes.
Does the first goal have to go down as a goalkeeping mistake?
Probably you can consider it as a mistake, but the alternative is just Luis Diaz takes the ball with his chest and finishes 1-on-1 against the keeper. So it's not very, very different, because it was probably the mistake comes from before, and it's a situation, it's a limit situation. No? You have to, you know, if you don't go out, he's gonna finish against you 1-on-1, or you go out and then you risk it. He was also very good. We have to give merit to Luis Diaz, and they scored, especially that one. Also the third one from Darwin is a lovely strike, and that's the reason. No, they are playing here for Liverpool.
Essentially, it seemed to be like 3 goals almost on the counter attack in transition.
Yeah, well, at the end we didn't change a little bit the way we play. We know that. Also in transition we've had a lot of chances. I think we had a lot of shots, we had corners, we created things on the other side. But it's true that when you open the game against Liverpool, probably they are going to punish you, no? And we've been punished, yes.
Andoni, last one. Did you get a yellow card, and have you had any explanation from the officials as to what that was for? It looked a bit confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing, but I prefer not to speak. I prefer not to say nothing about the official, yes.
If I say what I thought happened,
Yes.
maybe you can tell. I thought you gestured for offside, and the referee thought you were asking for a yellow card.
Actually, it's what happened, but I prefer not to say anything.
Thanks, Donny.
Yeah, that's 4 wins out of 5 for Liverpool. We'll be calling him a slot machine if they keep going like this. Arne's got his way of playing. What are the differences between his style fundamentally and that of Klopp?
Well, I think the more measured, controlled, patient approach, there's a very deliberate effort to play out a bit slower and control things a little bit more. But there's also some very similar things with the Klopp side, which is a high press. And the great thing today was balance, but we'll come to that. This is about, can you find that spare man when you're playing out? So they've got an extra man, you've got to have the courage to try and find him. That takes confidence, gives freedom from the manager, and he wants them to do that, and they did it really well. And to be fair to Bournemouth, they really came at times and tried to press Liverpool, which not every team does when they come to Anfield. And it kind of helped. It helped Liverpool. It was a good game. It was good to watch. Bournemouth contributed. Did you see Andy Robertson there? He was going to play forward and he controlled himself, calmed himself. Then they set themselves and they look, right, have we got an extra man? This time, Szoboszlai, who normally plays ahead of the other two, drops in, past Gravenberch, confuses the opposition a little bit, but it makes life easier when you're rotating in the middle of the park because you confuse the opposition, you get out comfortably again. And there they are, controlling the game and the tempo under their terms. Now, this one, high line, brave from Bournemouth. Runners in behind, Diaz. Brilliant ball. Yes, the goalkeeper makes a mistake, but that's what we saw under Klopp a lot. People willing to run behind without the ball. Again, man for man. Can you miss the press? Don't risk the ball. Good ball into Salah. Then you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold breaking free, doing the type of things, playing the same role he did under Klopp, impacting games and helping his team win matches. Great touch from Diaz. But the decision-making on when to play and when to play long, when to play short, when to play long was brilliant today. Here, spare man, Bournemouth a little bit off. Don't quite have the numbers in, don't quite get there in time. Look at this little look from McAllister. And again, waits for him to get in there. There he is, brilliant pass from an intelligent footballer. And the midfield three have got lovely balance at the moment. They all know what each other are doing. And Liverpool are out again. And here we go, good press from Bournemouth. Canate, good decision, plays long because they've got the physical presence of Darwin Núñez. Good little bit of link-up, and what a finish this is.
What a goal.
But a very Klopp-like goal in many ways. So Liverpool at the moment have got, or today I should say, had a really nice balance of what Slot wants them to do and what they've done under Klopp. So really positive. A great response after the defeat last week. And here, 1 goal conceded in 5 league games. There's the numbers, the shots faced, shot faced on target, XG against and high turnovers.
But they are perhaps just a bit harder to play against is the fundamental difference.
I think so, at the moment.
At the moment, but it's still early days, obviously. One other line from the match, Andoni Iraola faces a touchline ban after he was shown a yellow card for what he describes as a misunderstanding. Iraola was cautioned for calling for a yellow card, but the Bournemouth manager insists he was actually querying an offside decision. His team plays Southampton next.
Well, congratulations. You said you wanted 5% more from every player coming into that one. You got a bit more than that, didn't you?
Yeah, maybe I didn't meant in terms of work rate, but I meant in terms of quality, and that wasn't that difficult after the Nottingham Forest game. But they did show up today in every aspect of the game. Although Bournemouth made it a hard fight, which you maybe not would say from looking at the score, but it was a tougher game than the 3-0 looked like.
It was a tough game. You needed moments of brilliance, and Darwin Núñez definitely came up with one of those. I know for you it's important that forwards perform well off the ball as well. Did you see that from him today, as well as his goal, which is obviously incredible? Yeah, no, it's of course also important for me, but for every other manager, that your forwards score goals and that they are involved in goals. But the modern game is also important that forwards, like the striker, also have their involvement in the defensive work, in the work without the ball. And I think he did this really well today, like the others.
which in this situation led to a clean sheet as well, although we needed our goalkeeper today for this.
You mentioned the goalkeeper. That defensive solidity is something that you're really instilling into the team. How hard is it to get the balance right between not being too susceptible on the counter-attack but having enough players forward and committing them forward? Because you're getting that balance right at the moment.
Yes, maybe today not the best example because, like you said, we needed Queef a few more times than in the other games we've played. But it's always good to know that we have the quality like Ellison or now today from Queef to keep a clean sheet as well. But in an ideal world, we don't concede the amount of chances we've conceded today. And I think that happened in the other games we played. We didn't concede that much. But on the other hand, we created a lot of shots on
the moment.
Now, the good thing is that for 3 months, the people only talk to me about how many transfers are you going to do, how many transfers you're going to do, and now everybody's telling me how much quality we have. So, but the last thing is true, we have a lot of quality in our squad, and it's very nice for us to have that, but it's also necessary. It's what every team where we are in competition with has. You cannot play the Premier League and the Champions League and all these cup games with 11 players, and that's what we know. And it's good to see that, like you say, Cody was really good in the San Siro and Lucio was really good today.
And finally, a lot of fans probably watching in thinking, what are Liverpool capable of this season? What is their level? As manager, you've been with the team for a few weeks now. What do you feel like you can achieve this season?
Yeah, I still learn day by day because the season is long and there are all kind of different things what can happen in a season. So you can be 1-0 down in San Siro, so you're interested to see how the team reacts. You have a very good win after United, but I didn't see the right reaction against Nottingham Forest. We had a very good win against Milan, and now we had the right reaction. So there's a lot of things to learn from them, but the only thing I knew from the start is that there's a lot of quality in this team. And now we have to be mentally ready for every game because of the hard schedule we'll be playing.
So far, though, a happy manager?
Apart from one game, yes.
Very good, thanks very much.
Back to winning ways in the Premier League, back to winning ways at Anfield. How much did you enjoy it out there?
A lot, obviously. Coming off a good performance in Milan, it was important to keep going, don't be satisfied, and obviously first half 3 good goals. Could have scored more in my opinion, maybe should have. Obviously Bournemouth is still a very good team and they created some difficult moments that we had to fight. But overall, obviously very happy with the clean sheet, 3-0, and now we focus on the Carabao Cup.
Bournemouth looked to have scored really early on in the first 5 minutes. It was, of course, ruled out for offside, but you guys responded so quickly and with ruthlessness as well. What does that say about your mentality as a team?
Well, I think, a game is 95 minutes, something like that, or maybe 100 minutes in total. So there's plenty of time to come back from it if you have a setback. Obviously, it was offside, like you said, so we just kept playing and kept trying doing the same things what the plan was before the game, and obviously it was a good first half in terms of the goals we scored. I think we maybe could have controlled the game a little bit better, but listen, we are satisfied. We take the 3 points, 3-0, clean sheet, that we move.
There was a lot of chat after that defeat to Nottingham Forest last time out. How much did you guys want to come out there and get a big performance and a big win under your belt?
Well, listen, I think we spoke about it the day after a lot, and obviously in the build-up towards Milan. But after that, obviously, life goes on. We have another chance to win a game, and that was the case obviously in the Champions League, and today was another opportunity, and we grabbed it. So now it's the focus on the next one.
And what was your reaction to Darwin Núñez's goal? Of course, it was his first start since April, first start under Arne slot as well.
Yeah, no, obviously happy for him. Has to keep working, keep being important when he has the chance, and obviously he has a very good opponent or rival, or how you want to call it, in Diogo Jota with him. So they have to challenge each other, they have to push each other, and that's the only way we can be successful. And the way he responded today after his first start of the season is obviously the one that we want to see. So he has to keep working like the rest of the team.
Virgil, thank you very much.
Queen, congratulations, great result today. Was it just the result your team needed after the disappointment of last weekend at Anfield?
Yeah, like I say, we were kind of disappointed as a group with the performance last weekend. Backed it up midweek, we bounced back with a good result, and then obviously nice again to get back into the Premier League and get winning again.
For you personally, a performance that was you must be very proud of in the Premier League, clean sheet of course. When did you find out you were coming into the team?
It was only maybe Thursday, Friday. Ali obviously felt his hamstring after the Milan game, so kind of maybe I didn't know if I'd be involved, but I was preparing myself and then got the nod yesterday. So yeah, happy to be back out there, and like you say, a clean sheet as well, so it's yeah, positive.
You have to take the opportunities when you get them, and you definitely did that. Pleased with your performance?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, like you say, sometimes chances are few and far between, so you have to come in and you have to do well and show how you can play. So no, I'm happy to say I made a few saves, and obviously the most important thing is the clean sheet.
You did your job at your end of the pitch. The other end of the pitch, Diaz and Núñez both scoring incredible goals. What do you make of their performance today?
Yeah, obviously they're brilliant attackers. Scary pace, I think, going forward it's not easy. I thought they were all brilliant today, and we scored some really good goals, and yeah, hopefully they can keep doing that, to be honest.
And that's 4 league wins from 5 games for the new Liverpool under Arne Slot. And it's just the way they've bounced back as to what happened against Forest at Anfield to do what they did, as Slot said there, not just at the San Siro, but today against Bournemouth.
Yeah, they were clinical and they're creating a lot of chances. And in Diaz, they got a player who's in fantastic form at the moment. A totally different player from last season. Had a lot of injuries, a lot going on, but he's been fantastic. But it's just them being ruthless in front of goal. It was last week again. Forest made it so difficult, and it was quiet around Anfield. But today it was fantastic.
Well, talk to me about Diaz's finishing.
It's unreal.
That's now 5 for the season, and he got 2 in double quick time and 2 in as many minutes.
I was saying to Pete before, he missed a couple of chances, and then Pete said, well, watch it. And look at that. The ball from Konate is brilliant. Listen, Kepa makes up his mind. It's probably bad goalkeeping coming out, making that decision. But this touch is fantastic, Manish. And then the second touch is brilliant, and he puts it into the far corner. It's a fantastic goal. This one, I feel like he's probably a bit fortunate. Maybe Kepa could do better, but I'm going to praise Diaz. Brilliant from Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he gets it out of his feet, Diaz, and he just slots it under Kepa. I think Kepa can do better as a goalkeeper, but because I think this big man here would have come and smothered himself. But yeah. Quality from Diaz, he started the season ever so well.
Well, that's interesting, what Clinton said there. Did the keeper make it a bit easier for Diaz on both occasions for you?
Not on the first one. On the first one, for sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, that was just one of those, we call them crazy moments, where you make a decision and halfway through that you're wrong, and you can't turn around and you can't recover from that. The second one, we talked about Diaz not being a great goal scorer, having the chances. We saw the 2 chances that he missed, and if he had a finish on him, only. And then he scores 2 in 2 minutes. The second goal, I would say it's not a great finish.
Yes.
He's a bit lucky on that, because if you look at it from here, I think a lot of strikers would have chipped him. Yes. There's a little gap between his leg there, and it goes through there. But, I mean, it was a day where everything came good for him. And, I mean, he's such an interesting player because there's so much energy. He works so hard for the team. Yeah. He doesn't score enough goals, but he scored 2 today. And as you say, 5 in total all season. That's good going for him.
The attacking potency is something that clearly Slot has inherited from Jurgen Klopp. He's gone with Jota to lead the line for most of the games, but he turned to Darwin Núñez today. His first Premier League start since April. What a finish from him.
It's a great goal, to be fair. The finish is unreal. He starts it with the flick to Salah. Salah plays it back, and Salah's probably hoping he can get it back. But once it comes onto, and they say it's his weaker left foot, it gives Kepa absolutely no chance, and it goes in off that far post. But the finish is outstanding, and that's a player who hasn't been getting a lot of minutes.
And he's also a player where you can question his ability to actually put the ball in the back, and he gets a lot of chances. He's in the right positions. Yes. I think there's a big difference from this game to the game against Forest. They all came from international duty, from all over the world. Yeah. Yes, they've been away in Europe, but that was Tuesday. It's a lot of days since Tuesday, and they just looked different today. They looked, and having said that, Bournemouth weren't bad. They had a lot of chances. The goalkeeper saved a lot of really big chances as well.
Actually, funny you should say that. Bournemouth had 19 shots on goal, which was the same as Liverpool, but only 6 of theirs were on target compared to Liverpool's 13. And what I thought was quite, I suppose, evident was when they missed, without that goal disallowed early on, they seemed to fall apart after that.
Yeah, it was hard to go to Anfield. It's a hard place to go. And when your bubble burst, really, when Semenya's obviously
called off for offside, and it's the right decision. VAR made the right decision. He is offside, Semenya. But to go to Liverpool and create 19 chances is good. And they're playing with freedom. Areola's doing a good job there.
Yeah.
Matchday Live, where we have just witnessed a very exciting goal rush. 19 goals scored across all 6 games, and our feature game took us to Anfield. So we're going to start right there, Mo. So, of course, Liverpool coming off the back of that really important victory away in Europe to AC Milan, and they were hoping to build on that, and that's exactly what they did today.
They were, and to bounce back from their defeat against Nottingham Forest, that was important as well, Seam. A great ball from Konate, big, long, diagonal, raking ball. Not sure what Kepa in goal for Bournemouth was doing, but what a first touch that was from Luis Diaz. Kept it tight to him, perfect second touch to set himself up, and then just placed it in that far corner. Lovely finish, Jermaine.
Yeah, I love the way he just got into his second touch. I mean, the first touch obviously makes the goal, and obviously it's an empty net for him to pass into. Good start for Liverpool.
It was a good start, and then 2 minutes later, he doubled the lead.
Yeah, and I mean, they almost won the game within about 10 or 11 minutes, didn't they, Liverpool? And Bournemouth were doing OK until then. But Diaz just pulling out here on the back post. Szoboszlai makes a good run, actually. He almost pins the defender into the centre. Trent Alexander-Arnold plays in the ball and just slides it under Kepa.
And then for the third goal, it was Darwin Núñez. Now, just how good was this goal?
I think it's an amazing link-up from the front three and that. But when he gets into the position here, you think, OK, it's 2v2 in the box. He's going to try and pick someone out. Didn't anticipate this happening. He comes inside on his weaker foot and just like starts wide and just curls it in the top corner. It's an unbelievable goal. But he can do that. You know, he scores goals like that. You know, he works hard, runs channels and that. But he deserved that. You know, back in the team and that, and what a finish.
Yeah, you mentioned back in the team because, of course, he was back in the team for Jota. We haven't seen Núñez start since April of last season. So how much confidence do you think that goal will have given him?
Yeah, it will have given. I think he's a bit of a confidence player. I think he needs to be loved. You know, the fans absolutely love him at Anfield. He's a cult hero in many ways. And he does the unexpected, as we saw with that goal then. He can miss a couple of easy chances, but give him a hard chance and he tends to finish it. So quite a strange type of player from that point of view, but there was no denying that quality of that goal.
And Jermaine, just how important do you think this win was for Slot as well, after that defeat, that surprise defeat last weekend to Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, it was a surprise for everyone, to be honest. Would have been a surprise for the manager. But it was important for the team to bounce back, of course. Obviously made a couple of changes. But it was important to win like they won, to be honest, convincingly. You know, it was a good performance. Not just to win, but the performance in the whole. Like, it was a really good performance.
So, yeah, overall, impressive Liverpool performance without being at their very best.
5 and 5 for Luis Diaz. He's one of those options up there. And Gakpo had a great game during the week, so that's what you want as a manager, don't you? Gakpo comes in, plays really well. Diaz is champing at the bit. He comes in and scores 2 goals.
Yeah, because Jota, you know, has been a little bit off, not himself. Chiesa's come onto the pitch tonight as well. So, listen, the more options you have at the top end of the pitch for Liverpool with their schedule, Champions League during the week, you want to be able to rotate people in and out. And the players who are playing, probably with the exception of Mo Salah, most of them are happy to have a game out, knowing they're going to come back in again. So people need that rest. This season is going to be a marathon for Liverpool. They're going to be right there at the very end. So it's nothing but positive today for Liverpool.
I'm sure you enjoyed that defensive effort, even near the end. Konate jumping in with tackles. Van Dijk there. Kenny, I was wondering, watching that, whether Van Dijk is up back to the levels that he was at pre-injury. There was always that concern early on that he was never quite going to be the same defender, but certainly that partnership looks rock solid at the moment.
Yeah, he's not far off it. You can see probably hasn't got the athleticism, the power in his legs as he did at his very best, but he's like hugely intelligent. His reading the game is exceptional. That's probably even getting better, as it generally does as you get into your 30s as a central defender. So they complement each other very well. Konate, like that real kind of power acceleration. He's having to do a lot of work at the moment down that right-hand side. Liverpool opened themselves up a little bit down that side. So he's almost playing the role of 2 players at the moment, Konate, but Van Dijk alongside him complement each other very well.
They brought up that 9-0 that Bournemouth suffered at Anfield a couple of years ago. At one stage, you never got into that sort of territory, but you were very disappointed with what they didn't bring today.
Yeah, it was a nothing performance. I mean, at least with Forest last week, they came with a low block, pretty much played the 2 wide players tracking back 6 across the back, and had a ploy to counter-attack.
Yeah, and then brought their wide players on in the second half and really attacked. Yeah.
Before the game, Arne Slot said that Bournemouth are a high-pressing team. I hope they do that here. It wasn't really that either. It was a bit of an in-between performance. I think that's why Liverpool were so dominant and Liverpool created so many chances. So, considering what I saw from Bournemouth last week against Chelsea, which I thought was very good, now granted that was at home, but I was just a little bit disappointed that it looked a little bit grey or patchy for me, their performance.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't talk them down as much as that. Centre forward you spoke about before the game, you've seen him at Porto. I was impressed with him. Struggled to get into the game, couldn't get enough ball to him, but when he did look really confident, Semenya was a real real threat, I thought. I mean, they
it was occasional, though, wasn't it? It was only occasional.
Well, 15, 17 shots at the goal. Like, a lot of possession, Liverpool half the pitch, second half, shots from the edge of the box, a couple of very outstanding saves from Queevy, and goal early on potentially just ruled out for offside. So on the surface it looks as if 3-0 they got rolled over, kind of never turned up. I wouldn't go as far as that, and I wouldn't go as far as to talk up the Liverpool performance too much. I look at that Liverpool team which finished 7-9 points behind Arsenal and Manchester City last season. Are they any better? Have they gone to the next level? I don't think so.
The first half performance is very good though, no?
Yeah, first half performance was good, yeah, but not all over the pitch. I don't think it was pitch perfect, don't get me wrong. We know the qualities that they have, Liverpool, but the ambition has to be to overtake Arsenal and compete and to actually win a Premiership title. I'm just saying where they are at the moment, as good as we can talk individual performance and generally the performance of the team, I still think they're short when you look at that Arsenal and Manchester City team.
I think post-Europe, for a home game on a Saturday, that's probably as rock solid as you get from me. Nothing spectacular, it wasn't 9-0, but they showed up, they were ever so professional, got their 3 goals, to put the handbrake on a little bit in the second half.
Arne Slot, Gary Breen mentioned him in commentary there. It looks like he's the part, certainly, on the touchline, and he's doing a pretty good job so far. We've got loads to talk about, including an excellent performance in goals by Dijk And Kelleher after these. 4 games out of the 5 in the Premier League so far. Liverpool have won without conceding a goal because of the blip against Forest last week, but they got back on the horse pretty convincingly today, and it was Luis Diaz, really, who took the fight to Bournemouth in the first half, Kenny.
Yeah, he was right on it from the start. Really enjoyed his performance, really kind of dynamic performance. Gave Arujo, the right back, really difficult afternoon, taking responsibility here. That's a wonderful shot going underneath the crossbar. Look at this round by 2 or 3 Bournemouth players. Great dribble, head up. Hasn't got a lot to aim for there. Tries to squeeze it inside the near post. Unlucky. Then movement off the ball. That diagonal run in behind centre half. A lovely cushion first touch. That's not easy. Second touch is even better, and makes it a simple finish after that. That's not easy. Very much aware of his surroundings, where the goalkeeper and other defenders
Even the
are.
finish is pretty good. I think you still have to get past that last defender.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk up too much now. I think
Come on, Kenny, get excited about this Liverpool performance.
Yeah,
Here you go.
the 2 touches, that first touch is outstanding. Has the confidence, predominantly right foot, as we know, has the confidence just to shift it onto his left foot. And again, that's deliberate, just kind of controlled finish through the legs of the goalkeeper into the back of the net.
5 in 5 for him. Would he be in your front 3? If you're picking, if Liverpool are in a Champions League final tomorrow,
100%.
But like even despite say Gakpo, for example, playing so well the other day, Jota around the place.
Champions League final tomorrow, he's first name in the team sheet
Really?
because he's in form. I'm saying there'll be course of the season he'll drop out of form he'll drop. But right now he's red hot and he has to be in it. That internal run that he makes is an absolute nightmare, especially as a centre back. Because as a centre back, when Darwin's up against you, you're focusing on him, and out of the corner of your eye, you see him coming, and you're thinking, do I drop here? And they'll do it a few times off camera, and you'll drop as a centre-back, and then the ball goes into the centre-forward's feet. It starts causing you a problem, because now all of a sudden, Szoboszlai gets it, Salah gets it, or somebody gets it in the 10, so all of a sudden you think, no, I need to press up here. It's hard for the fullback to stay with that runner when he makes that internal run. It's a nightmare to deal with, and he's so good at it.
Yeah, you got to keep a fullback guessing. Sometimes you got to stay wide and hit that big diagonal out to you 1v1. But you got to keep the fullback guessing. That little run on the inside, diagonal run, just keeps him guessing where it is. He's going to be outside, he's on the inside. Creates a little bit of confusion.
That bit of chaos probably helped create space for Darwin Núñez to do his thing.
Exactly that again, and this is what you see. This internal run at the bottom of the screen here. Araujo, he just sets off. And then he just runs Araujo in underneath it, and then Salah loops round on the far side, causes carnage. Salah's actually wide open, but Darwin Núñez gets his head, well, doesn't get his head up, and just finds that far post. If that misses, I think Salah, because it's a straight line pass that needs to be rolled across.
He's
the
not even looking
spot.
there. You can see he's looking down at the ball. I'm going to take.
He's made his mind up as soon as he's got hold of that. I'm shooting, and that's fine. That's fine.
He's had a look. He's seen him there initially, but he's thought them two don't pass to each other unless they have to.
Well, I wouldn't mind. He gave a pass to him in the second half, and I was like, well, what? You might as well have just gone for it after doing that.
You never set it forward, and I think there's an understanding that all of them, that's the way it is.
Also, as we said, he's kind of a cult figure. He misses some. He gets a bit of stick from maybe non-Liverpool fans. But I think Liverpool fans enjoy watching. I enjoy watching him. He's always fun to watch.
I like him. I like him. Listen, he misses chances, and he can be a bit clumsy at times with his finishing, and he has missed some sitters for Liverpool. But I tell you what, the only thing you want from a professional footballer is try. And my God, that man tries every game, regardless of the scoreline, regardless of the state of the game, regardless of whether he's playing well in terms of scoring goals or not. The man tries. And hopefully, if he develops, he will develop into that £100 million player.
Dijk And Kelleher, I don't know if he's going to be a £100 million player, but I'd say the price tag might have gone up a little bit based on today's performance. Kenny, what do you reckon if he is going to go?
Yeah, showed us nothing we don't already know. In all honesty, really kind of confident, real air of confidence. Big moments in the game, comes up with big saves. It's as simple as that. This is a really good save. Very easy from here just to shift his body weight onto his left-hand side. Doesn't strong right arm. Yeah, it's just reaction again. I'd be surprised if he doesn't make the save. And that's how highly I regard him. This is the level he's performed at for Liverpool by and large when he's come into the team. Those defenders needn't worry at all when Alisson. When they heard the news Alisson's out today, no, I don't think anybody's panicking. Nobody's worried seeing this man step into his shoes. I think he's been that good.
The speed of that reflex save was brilliant, because there's a good chance that Virgil van Dijk would have got to that, but the ball's already over the line. So I'm not saying that he wouldn't have reacted, but if you look at it, it is cat-like. It is down quick, and he gets to it before it crosses the line.
It was a bit like that, Devin Ray double save from the penalty, the second one where he's kind of just gets down, almost Gordon Banks and knock it away. That's incredible reflexes.
Brilliant. Like I said, there's a good chance that he gets to that and he scoops it out, but goal line decision says that it's in.
He's ticking all the boxes. We're talking about his shot stopping here, reaction is his athleticism, but in terms of ball playing ability as well, he's as good as anybody. Composure, the ball at his feet in terms of starting off Liverpool attacks, his distribution from the back is as good as anybody.
Okay, the midfield is an area we've talked about quite a lot this week. What do you want to say about it today?
It's still something that I'm just a little bit undecided. Gravenberch and McAllister played as like 2 6s essentially, so there's no nominated one. Gravenberch at times, here's one where he gets caught wrong side, but when he drifts out into these wide areas, turns the ball over, that's not it. Listen, this is nitpicking, to be honest with you, but I'm old-fashioned. I like a solid number 6, a Rodri, a Fabinho-type character that controls the middle of the park. 10 minutes into the game, one of my defensive midfield players is over on the left wing. Here's one here where Konate gets caught. He needs a 6 back with a square of him, an option on the middle of the park. Gravenberch decides to make, and that's that. There, here's another one. These are the movements of a man that's not a natural number 6. He's working hard to give angles, but sometimes you have to hold the middle of the pitch just in case it gets turned over. Yes, the counter-argument to that is McAllister was in there. But we saw McAllister last year. He's not a natural number 6 either. This is the good side of him. Listen, when Liverpool are in free flow like this, he is brilliant. And when he drifts and he roams, he's positive. I just think over the long-term future of this season, not having a recognised, designated figure in the middle of the park could potentially be the last piece that Liverpool are missing. At the moment, they seem to be getting away with it.
Yeah, we've had this conversation midweek, and that's the big question, whether he can discipline himself to play in that holding midfield role as a number 6, maybe push McAllister a little bit higher up the pitch. You can see those natural attacking instincts, you know what I mean? He wants to get up the pitch, he wants to go box to box. He's got the legs, he's got the technique. That's not what Liverpool need. They need somebody who doesn't go box to box, who can box himself to stay in that sitting, holding midfield position. It still remains to be seen whether he can do it.
Just on though, he's being asked to do that, I presume, to move around. He's not just deciding, I'm going to play up in the left wing here.
See, it's not his natural instincts. Kenny used the word discipline there, and that's what it is. When you're an attacking player like him, because your natural enthusiasm for the game is give angles, right? I need to make an angle, I'm not getting the ball. So that's why he runs out wide. But then when the player checks back inside, he's not where he should be. The angles are for other people in front of you. Your job is a pillar or a cornerstone of that team. You hold him into the pitch, just in case it gets turned over, you're in line. Yes, McAllister is there, but he is also a forward-thinking player. I think a couple of times today when the ball gets turned over, there's gaps to exploit.
That's almost it for Liverpool week this week on Premier Sports. We've had 3 games over the last week, Damien. Are you more or less enthusiastic about Liverpool under Arne Slot after the up and down week they've had?
I think I'm willing to write off the Forest as a little blip. I think Liverpool will be right there. I mean, a couple of points off when the league title is handed out. They're probably lacking a central midfield player. I don't want to keep going over it. I just think they're probably lacking a natural number 6 when the going gets tough, the clocks change and nights close in. It's going to be some tough timing as well. But considering he just took the job, I think it couldn't have gone any better for him. You know, when you look at the Jurgen Klopp going, there's always the risk of a hangover. It's been pretty much brilliant.
That's a fair point, isn't it? Like, Slot's come in and presumably is starting to win over Liverpool fans.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with Gary Breen, but really reasonably impressed with how he's kind of carried himself, his personality. I think he's got the respect of the players. Damien speaks about probably being a couple of points off it at the moment, how he sees the squad. It's probably not good enough for Liverpool, and that's the challenge for this manager coming in, not to be a few points off it like Klopp was last week, but be 1 or 2 points above the 2 teams, Arsenal and Manchester City. That's the big challenge facing this manager over the next 2 to 3 years.
Kenny, Damien, lovely stuff. That is it now for Liverpool week, but stick around on Premier Sports 1 here. We have Rangers in the Premier Sports Cup after the break, and if you want to watch Munster Connacht, the URC, you can do that on Premier Sports 2. Thanks a million, take care.